Hey everyone, here in this video we're going to see another entry beat shot from this round 11 of World Open Chess Championship where he lost the game against Colin Grigoryan. I hope that I'm just pronouncing it right, so let's jump in the game and see what happened in this game. So, uh, entry at moment here is the Mm, okay, so let's go to the game and see what happened. Sorry, I had just my PC hanging. So, okay, knight to f3, c5, and here we see Sicilian defense here. And after e4, so Wei is just playing white pieces, and Colin is just playing with black. So after e4 e6, e4 c5 e6, so we see e4. So takes and takes, you can just take with the queen. As I just said earlier, we have bishop to e5, bishop d7, we just take, and we have position with the nice pawn on c4 controlling this. This is the Moroche structure, and white is having nice position here. But instead we see knight takes on d4, we see knight to f6, knight c3 defending the pawn on e4, and after a6, bishop to g5, we see e6, queen to f3, at bd7, after a4, queen c7, bishop e2, b6, and castles, and after bishop to b7, just controlling this diagonal here. We see queen to g3, and notice that if you take this pawn, then knight takes on e, and then we just have this problem rook after e1, and everything is just going to be wrong soon for Mr. Black or Colin. So after we know this trap and went queen to g3, and here we see bishop to e7, rook a to d1, and here we see knight to c5, f3 from Bay, but he could take a good advantage by playing bishop takes f6, bishop takes on f6, and here sacking this knight c to b5. Here, just sack this, and if he takes, then knight b takes b5, queen b8, knight takes on d6. If king to f8, then b5, bishop e7, king to f4. Pardon me. If you take, then this would just give quite a lot of advantage by playing your rook takes on this 6. But that didn't happen in the game, so bishop takes on f6 was not played. If you take gf6, it's even worse. g7. Uh, but after knight c5, we see, as I just said, f3 to defend this pawn here. We have castles from Colin, and here we see bishop to h6, so this is going to be mate if you don't defend the pawn on g7. So Colin defended by playing knight to e8, defending this. We see king to h1 and getting away from this diagonal. Sorry, not this. This diagonal. After king to h8, so black is threatening to take the bishop on h6, so we just get this bishop back to e3. After knight to f6, we see knight to b3, rook to c8, rook a to c8, knight takes on c5, b takes on c5, and here we see the move b3. So black was maybe planning to push this, and that's why b3 was played from e. So we see rook f2 d8, and after queen to h3, and d5. So d4 is threatened. Bc takes on d5 with e pawn. He takes on d5 again. And here we see bishop to g5. Nice move from Wei. And here after the move d4, bishop takes on f6, bishop takes on f6, we see knight to e4. And after bishop to it is not good to take this because we just get very nice play. So that's why bishop to e7 was played. Bishop to c4 anyway, attacking this pawn. We see, and it is not very good idea to push this because you're just weakening this right squares around the king, and you're just allowing white to control a lot of right squares. So that's why f6 was not played. We see instead rook to f8, nice, and after rook to e1, so white actually can go f4, f5, and f6. We see rook c to e8, a blunder from Karan, which actually also where he missed this move. It was very nice. Bishop takes on f7. Rook takes on f7, then what? This nice idea, knight g5. Attacking the rook on f7 and attacking this pawn which is mate. And if you, the only way to defend was just g6 and we just take on f7. But they just missed this chance to just get this. And of course if you take this, then this just mate for you. It's just mate. So that was a huge miss from Wei. Instead we see queen to h5. So again threatening bishop takes on f7. Sorry. Queen h5. And here we see yes, g6. Queen to h6. And here f5. The better move was queen to d8. Queen d8 actually. Now we have this f5. Okay. And playing bishop to g5 is nice, is actually a critical threat for white. So, but in the game f5 was played, we see knight f2. Here we should have actually tried knight to g5. I don't know actually why didn't he go for knight to g5. Instead played knight to f2, bishop d6, we see knight to h3. And you can't really take on this because we have this f4, yes, the f4 move. If you play something like this to get away, then we have this knight g5 and everything is coming here with, because that would be a discovered check. Pardon me. But we see actually after knight to h3, queen to g7, and here after queen to d2, rook to e5, and after knight to g5 here, we are just threatening knight to e6, because we are just working here, and after queen to e7, f4 was played. f4 was very bad idea by the hatchery way because it just opened up this diagonal for this monster bishop. Anyway, okay. f4 was played. Instead, I could have actually tried to move c3. If you take, then I just take. Now you will have this problem, not me. Um, f4 was played in this position, and we see rook to e4, nice sacrifice. If you take, then he will just take with pawn and you just pushed. And black has nice position here. Column would have nice position. Instead we see c3 now as queen f6. C takes on d4, c takes on d4 taking back, and here we see knight to e6, rook to e8, and now rook takes on d4, f takes on e4, and here we see knight chapters on e4. So e3 is played, so you can open this monster bishop again. We see queen to d1, and after bishop to b4, knight to d6, knight to e6. Instead, he could have actually played queen to knight to f3, and if he takes, then maybe we can actually, yes, actually we can play queen to a1, and this is just completely lost for black now, because queen to a1 is just controlling, and bishop on c4 is just made for white. That bishop's just something like this. Here, or here, okay. This is just made. But knight to e6 was played in this position. We see bishop to d2, and after the move knight to g5, rook to e7, so protecting this square here. We see queen to e2, blocking this pawn from pushing. We see bishop to b4, and after rook to d1, king to g7, queen to g4, a blunder from Wei. Instead, he should actually go for rook to f1, defending this pawn. Instead, he goes queen to g4, and here he arose the move e2, but actually Colin also misses this chance, yes? Because after e2, it was the game over. Bishop takes on e2, then h5, and this bishop cannot be just protected here. Going to h3, then rook takes on e2, and everything is collapsing now. But after queen to g4, also Colin misses this chance to play the move e2 and plays h6. Funny, right? It was very funny. Knight e6 check, king h7, and here knight g5 check. If you take, then you are just in serious. F takes on g5, then here. The best move, believe it or not, is queen to h8, the only move. But this is so complicated after rook to d8. If you take this, then it is just made for you. Okay? But queen to a1 comes after rook to d1, and now if you take, it doesn't get you much because I can just take, and you don't have this pawn push because I can just take with my bishop. But queen to h8 again is right, and after this would be just draw. Okay. But let's go to the main round. So that was an interesting round that I showed you. King to g7 was possible, and here we see knight to e6, and here we see h3 move from Wei. Missed again. He should have actually drawn this position by playing knight to g5, okay, but he somehow was very ambitious about his position. H3 was played, and here after bishop to c8, bishop c8 also was another miss from Colin. H5 should just get played, as I just told you earlier. Now, if you play something like this, then e2, because if you take, then I just take this way. Oh, sorry, it just have queen takes on e6. Yeah, queen takes on e6 is meant. If you take this way, then this is just uh, equal game. But let's go to the main line. Bishop to c8 was played, and here we see f5. So g takes on f5, and here we see nice pin bishop to d3, and also I'm just attacking your bishop on g4. So bishop takes on e6, and here queen takes on b4 was played. So they just got away with this. King to g7, and here bishop to a6. Bishop takes on b3, tactics. If you take, I just take your bishop on a6. Rook to e1 was played instead. You should actually go for this. Queen takes on a6, then queen b5, and this position is equal. But instead, rook to e1, bishop to d5, queen to c5, queen to e5, offering exchanges of queens. We see nice exchanges from both. Bishop to f1 was played a very native move. He could have actually played bishop to e2 to protect this. But instead, as I just said, bishop to f1, and here Colin just pushed. Nice. We see a5, rook to g5. Instead of rook to g5, the best move was bishop to a8. Just attack this pawn. If something like this, then we have this. This is just me. If you push, then we go rook to a5, and eventually we can take this pawn. Plus, we can also go rook to a2, and we are just controlling area score in this. But rook to g5 was played instead of bishop to a8. Bishop to a8 was actually a hard move to find. bc chain to h2, chain to c6, chain to f6, and after the move a6, king to e5, rook to b1, king to e4, and rook to e1 check, king to c3. Instead, he could have tried king to c5, but king to c3. So h4, nice move from Wei. We see rook to e5, so he's just threatening to push. We see bishop to e2, bishop e5, bishop to e4, and after rook to f1, rook to f1 actually was another miss from Wei. He could have actually played rook to a1 to try to push, but rook to f1, we see king to d2 attacking the bishop. Bishop c4 was tried, but here after bishop d3, bishop d3 is not the best move, but it just finishes the game nice. After takes takes, and here we see rook to a1, and after e2 pawn push, we see rook to e8. So if you just get queen, I just take. After you just stay here, just queen might. So after, but rook a3 was tried. Here is king to c4, a blunder from actually Colin. He could go actually, and actually just equalize the game after king to natural, very natural king to c4. Okay, and instead of that, he could have gone king to d4 and tried this. Okay, so okay, Let's go back, and after king to c4, we see rook a4 check, and here again, actually, we missed this idea to just take, and here goes for this, and rook a4 check. Mm, you believe it or not, this is just equal game, because after rook takes on f4, white, I believe, has a fortress. But they just missed this chance to go like this, play like this, and instead we have this stretch on a4, and after king to c3, rook to a1, rook a8, and this is just a hopeless ending for Wei, and at this moment he just decided to resign, because if you play something like king to f2, then comes rook to e7, and this is just winning for. If you play something like this, then I believe maybe this, or wait, no, this is not right move. Rook to e3 is possible also. Yeah, rook to e3, and actually white has no moves. If you can't actually move any piece in this mode. If you go like this, then I just take, and it is just over. So, hope you enjoyed this video. Please give the thumbs up. This was very long video. It was about seven moves. I appreciate you watching this video till the end. Hope you enjoyed this. Please give the thumbs up, and also please make sure that you have subbed to the channel. That would be just very encouraging. So see you next time. Bye for now.